Hi friend, welcome into the craft table at Sunny Mile Studio. Today I wanted to just show you how I've been making some really cute, simple greeting cards for Christmas. These are just 3 different styles, super easy to make, just taking your favorite doodles that you find online of trees, and you can do other things. I have some other ones I'll show you of ornaments or snowmen. The ideas are endless. But the idea is just to take, I like to do either 3 elements or 4, kind of like this, and then just stamp, just a simple stamp at the bottom. You could handwrite something as well, whatever you like. Just keep it simple. You don't have to have a lot of fancy supplies. But today I was just going to show you this one, how I made it. Let's see. Maybe too close there. So I usually start with a pencil, and I usually start with the center doodle, and this helps me kind of center it on the card. Just go in with a light sketch. This just kind of helps me know where I'm going. And then I'll usually do the one next to it. And I start with the tree trunk at the bottom so I know that they're going to be even. And then I'll move over to the last one here on the right. Start with his tree trunk. It's kind of a loopy one. Kind of reminds me of an ice cream cone. I'm gonna give him a little bow on top. Something like that. And then I go over it. I've been using this pen lately. This is the Secure Glaze pen. And it's a bit shiny. Takes a little bit longer to dry than a lot of pens. I always like to make sure I get it started. Ooh, this one's almost out. Well, I think I have enough to do this card. Let's see, go a little closer for you while I'm drawing. Each branch gets 1 extra, so I started with 2, then 3. Now I'm going to give this one 4. And I probably should have started with this one because I don't want to smudge it with my hand, but I'm going to be real careful not to touch it. You might notice I'm at a different desk than I usually am, and that's because we've traveled and we're now at our winter destination where we work from. And we actually moved out of our old place, and that I don't know if you saw my short on showing like the studio that I used to work at in the summer. Anyway, I had an heirloom table, and that is now at my youngest son's home. So we're just consolidating and minimalizing a little bit. So that's what I do. And then this, I would let it sit at least 10 or 15 minutes. This ink takes a little bit longer to dry. And I have one that I did already. And then before even adding the paint, I think I'll stamp it, because if I mess up the stamp, then I will have wasted the time painting it, I guess. Sometimes I even do the stamps first. The stamps and the sentiments always seem to be the trickiest to me. There, that came out good. Just trying to center it there at the bottom. And I'm just using this archival ink It's permanent waterproof and just a simple stamp. You can find those stamps pretty cheap at a lot of the craft stores this time of year. And then I was playing with different greens, excuse me, in my palette and seeing which ones went best with different card stocks. And on this one, I used this Art Nouveau set of Kiritaki that I always use, and I use this one. It's called Billiard Green, and I think it went well with this turquoise. So, oh, one other thing. This one's the dry one. You can, ooh, can you hear that? I think they're putting in a new floor upstairs above us. Excuse the noise. Let's see. I just kind of go where the tree would be. And I also try to go heavier with the paint on one side, just so it has a little bit of texture to it. I know it might seem early for Christmas, but I make a lot of cards for people. So I like to start early, that way I can enjoy the process and not feel rushed or hurried. This last one. And you can leave bits of white here and there too. It kind of makes it look more sketchy. And then you can either add more, or you can wipe your brush off and go in and remove paint to make it lighter on the one side, and drop in a little paint on the other, like this. And if you like, you can add more embellishments as well. Sometimes I like to use the Signo Uniball Signo pen. It's gold. And I always like to get the pens started before using them. But I could add like a little something on the top, maybe some polka dots on the star. Maybe I'll just color the bow in. There. And then let that dry, and then use your glue stick and just glue it right onto the card. And I like to put a heavy book on top of it to make sure it dries flat. And there you have it. I'll just show you these other ones again in case you want to screenshot the different designs. I use some different doodles on these. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this one, and I look forward to painting again with you real soon. I hope you're doing well. Take care.